Okay, I'm happy. My chemicals in my brain are making me happy because I was actually doing some work. Can you believe that? I was reading, I was doing something, and I was studying the nature of our legal system, right? And it made me realize, right, that the society interface, right, will have to represent a lot of sort of internal mechanisms that, like, because our institutions work like their own specialized body of knowledge, right? And they all have sort of internal mechanisms and philosophies, right, that they kind of follow or sometimes not follow, right? And then they have internal, right? But there's also universal internal metastructures, right? Like power dynamics or like, and these have social dimensions, right? There's power dynamics, there's like, or like we would say authority or power, right? Or whatever, right? I don't know, right? So I was thinking about this, looking at this, right? Thinking about the nature of the internal mechanisms of institutions and their internal makeups, bodies of knowledge, right? And I realized something. I realized something about the nature of truth and freedom, right? Now there's gonna be a lot of babbling, but I think there's something here, right? Or I'll chop it up and make it into something later, right? But I realized, right? There is a tangible connection between freedom and truth. Think about it like this. Not knowing the truth of something, right, is like restraining you, right? It's like keeping you away from something. And this isn't just socially, like, I think like literally, intrinsically, biologically, materially, like this is why people have psychosis or whatever, or schizophrenia, right? Because, well, maybe not the reason, but like, I don't know. I'm not an expert. I'm sorry. I'm just, please don't take medical advice from me, right? But it's like, I feel like your brain creates, like, if it creates its own associations, right? It has to know the truth. Like, you have to know the truth, right? But, okay, I swear, there's gonna take a bunch of tangents, but I swear, it'll come back together, right? Right? But, like I've said, sort of like other themes that I've brought up, right? The nature of our nature and our tools, like language, right? The nature of abstraction and reduction, right? And conceptualization, right? We don't actually know what truth is, right? We are kind of running towards truth, right? In different, how I see it, different fractal framings, right? And this is a journey, right? That all people, I think, go through. I think, or maybe not all people, but many people, I think, I would say, like, in some sort of meta way, like the spirit of humanity has been trying to find, right? And I realized that the current framing right? The current thing that we have realized that has an element about truth, a way we can get closer to truth, a way we can get more freedom, right? A way we can be free, right? We figured out that truth finds itself in repeatability. If something doesn't necessarily change, there is a truth to it. There's a relationship between, or at least not changing, right? There's a basis to it. There's again, right, the nature of our words, right, or even symbols, right, can only, I don't know, right? So we figured out that there's this relationship between repeatability, right? And that is, right, that is like in the meta structures, right, of our society, right? Like we are destined, right? The people of this nation, right? The people that like believe, right, in the principles of this nation, right? We have been destined, sent in a course, right, of trying to find truth, right? But the other layer of that, right? Probably because of like things of like the Enlightenment or a bunch of, who knows, a bunch of different reasons that created this framing, right? This framing is found, right? In finding the truth in things through how it itself represents itself in reality, right? Unchangingly, right? And that unchanging is unnarratively, right? Beyond our use of the word, of the narrative, right? And we were destined to be in conflict forever with these structures that do not uphold this, right? Because, let me explain, right? That truth is inevitable. It's intrinsic. It like rights and freedoms exist because they are intrinsic, right? There's no like all humans are born equal because that is a repeatable fact of reality, right? All humans literally are born like the same and they just like do the same things, kind of, So they set a course that like no wonder there was a civil war, right? Right? Like no wonder there's always these political strifes, right? Because we are set in a course to find truth. And I'll show you how this is within the structures, right, of our institutions, right? This sort of trying to find the truth in the parabola, right? What is voting? Right? What is voting? Voting is the truth being expressed, right, through the repeatability of people re-expressing their opinion and voting on it. Right? In the legal system, one of the sort of internal power structure, right, mechanisms, right, is the idea of like repeatability of like of the sentencing and its congruity with the original framing, right? But with other interpretations that have gone, right? And not that it can't necessarily slightly change over time, right? But there is this again, repeatability, this continuity, right? This expression, right? But it has to stem from the truth, right? It has to stem from the framing of the truth, right? So then I realized, okay, so I think that made sense. That made a little bit of sense. That probably didn't make sense. And then I realized, well, actually, before I get to that, the society interface is going to have to express, right, these internal mechanisms, right, and these dimensions between sort of the material. Again, you see, like the material basis, or the at least structural basis, right, and then like the narrative, the interpretive elements that are used, right? And then the interpretive elements have their own meta-narrative, right? And all of these have to be expressed in a cute, kawaii, easy to explain, like, interface, right? Where you see these, like, you know, and then they also have to be like, wait, oh God, it's gonna be beautifully, it's not gonna happen. It's actually not, it's not that hard. You have to give me the power to make this happen. You understand? You understand what I'm saying? Because you know where this is going now. We need this fucking map. Because this is something that I realized, right? The fascists, right? They cannot, right? Because of the nature of truth, right? Or how we have, in this epoch, right, have figured out how to get closer to it and express it, right? It is an ever-shifting parabola, right? A bell curve that its point sharpens as our understanding sharpens, right? It comes from a repeatable material reality. You have to accept reality. And the fascists, they just want the narrative. They just want the narrative. They will do the narrative first and take any structural material to force reality to be how they want it. And what does that involve? Clearing out shit, killing people, engaging people, cleansing. These evil motherfuckers will fucking enslave you. And they're so stuck in their own fucking narrative, they don't give a fuck about anything else. This planet will go to fucking shit. They will wait till your balls are 30% microplastic. By cellular mass, motherfucker. Yeah, they will. And you know what they'll do? They'll know that motherfuckers only know the narrative part about that. How to solve a problem like microplastics, right? They'll take that narrative part, co-opt it, use it for you, but then, recycling the actual structural reality to solve that, right? That actual second element, right? That we cannot interface easily with, We got to go through these charlatans, these purchase charlatans. We got to go through super fractal, hyper whatever, which they're defunding anyways. They'll co-opt that, tell you they solved that, but they ain't gonna make the structural reality. And they'll fucking wait till every fucking ocean, this whole planet is shit. And this is for every problem. Fuck, I lost my train of thought, son. I'm just rambling. We have to protect ourselves. You know what these motherfuckers are gonna do? They will co-opt your language. Look, I was just watching a video and where they will turn you, who will seek a material, repeatable truth. They will turn you into an enemy. I saw this video about these archaeologists who they do, what they do is they debunk these motherfuckers. So what do these motherfuckers do? They co-opt political rhetoric. They're like, this is the debunking, the anti-debunking crew. Now this is sort of like this harmless academic one, which sort of like, it's a microcosm of this issue, right? But this is what they're gonna do. And when they have power, they're gonna put you to jail. Right now in the UK, what are they doing to any pro-Palestinian political activist? Concentration camp. No, I'm jumping. I need to this. Whatever, dude. Why do you think that in all of these court cases, all of these lower judges and shit, half of them are like, this shit isn't congruent. This isn't the precedent that was set. And these fascist motherfuckers are using any narrative construction, right? Any forms of like ideological interpretation, right? To overrule, right? The structural basis, right? That has been found. Do you see? Do you see? Because we are on a crash course to the truth. And these fascist motherfuckers hate that shit. They hate that all men are born free and equal. They hate, well, it's deeper than that, right? Because truth is this ever-changing parabola as we see it now, or a bell curve, right? It kind of goes against, right? It's going to crumble and destroy constantly all of our narratives, right? So, of course, humans are going to be like, what the fuck? Like, okay, all humans are created equal. Like, sure, that makes sense. But, like, what do you mean? Like, people can just come into our country type of, like, you know. So it's like, I don't know. You know, there's like the element of that of like, we see it like, there's like a representation of that in like when how generations change, you know? And how people get uncomfortable with other generations, you know? Like this meta, I don't know. Maybe it's just like random. Well, I guess, you know, you also construct the narrative, right? I guess that's also what I'm doing, right? Constructing a narrative. It'd be better if I had a society interface, right? Like a map that showed me its structural basis, right? Because that would really help. That'd help everybody, actually. That I can overlay my narrative and ideological over reality while seeing everyone else's overlays, right? So that we can make new ones, or at least like we'll know what we're talking about. I don't know. But I don't care. They have hundreds of thousands of motherfuckers, children, women, and motherfuckers in cages. And not just these immigrants, son. They have political prisoners. Our representatives, our activists, everyone, son. And these evil motherfuckers, they want to fucking enslave you. So put all the shit that I just said to the side. Put the academic shit to the fucking side, son. It is time we protect our people, son. Yeah, these YouTubers and stuff, right? Yeah, we thought it was funny making fun of these dumbasses because they're fucking stupid, right? These motherfuckers is evil, bitch. They will tell the cops to arrest you, son. They will make a whole charlatan science just for they to feel good, son. They will, son. Who's gonna fucking protect them? We gotta fucking protect them, son. All of these activists, son, they will fucking put you in a fucking detention. Who's gonna break them out? Who's gonna protect them? All of these students, son, searching for the truth. Who's gonna protect them? We're gonna fucking protect them. Because we fucking know the truth. We've analyzed your shit from the straight material basis, from the straight legal words, the demonic, evil fucking shit every single one of these fascists has fucking made, to the institutional level, every single one of these disgusting cages that these motherfuckers have enslaved men for millions of years, to the fucking psychological level, the way you fucking think, you disgusting fascist monster, you pathetic fucking beast. We know the fucking truth. Join me. We will put fear back in these evil motherfuckers' eyes. We will protect our people. We'll protect every single one of these motherfucking stores, son. And that same fucking hypocrite that'll fucking buy there every fucking day and he'll gladly see you get put in a concentration camp for whatever delusion he fucking wants, son. We're gonna fuck him up, son. We're gonna put fear in that motherfucker's eyes. Join me.